Hey everybody, this is Mr. Steve Wrestling, and today I'm here to talk about wrestling as I will be revealing this year's WWE Backlash. Just recently, WWE had their very first premium live event, which took place at Lyon, France, and I must say, WWE did make a right choice on broadcasting live internationally. I'm glad that we got to see a number of attendees experiencing PLE live event in France for the first time ever. The crowd was so energetic, very hyped up, but hey, I just watched the whole show and I'm pretty excited to review this event. Before I talk about it, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon for more wrestling content. We have Corey Graves and Michael Cole on commentary as well as the French commentary next to the English announce table. The show starts off with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton taking on the Bloodline 2.0, Solo Sikoa and MFT Tama Tonga, who will be wrestling his first televised match. I want to point out the crowd was so red hot when they were singing Randy Orton's theme song, voice in my head, word for word. This goes to show that every country in different continent deserves to get more love by getting an international live event. All guys were staring at each other, and then we got a pre-match brawl. The referee didn't call for the bell to start the match as the wrestlers were brawling each other for quite some time since everything went out of control. SmackDown GM Nick Aldis came out and made this an impromptu stipulation, a street fight anything goes match. And I gotta say, this was a good decision as the crowd were so into it as there are a lot of chaos, melee, and pandemonium. I also love the idea of having two split screen to see what's going on in the exact same time rather than having a Bucky constant camera switch. There's a lot of things to talk about this match. However, I didn't want to talk too much about it because let's face it, this match was well received, a lot of extreme moments and so much more. And I want to point out that the commentators mentioned that Tama Tonga's time in New Japan, especially when they mention him as the former 7-time IWGP Tag Team Champion, 4-time Never Openweight Champion, the son of Haku, Bullet Club OG, fought a match with Carl Anderson, Shingo Takagi, and Evil. This goes to show that WWE is doing so much better with the commentary, especially the realism of pro wrestling right now, rather than staying in their own bubble. I find it so funny that both Randy Orton and Tama Tonga have the same cutter move. Randy Orton with an RKO, Tama Tonga with a gun stun. Perhaps Tama Tonga could possibly use a new and different finishing move since we're in WWE. Another epic moment, we got to see Kevin Owens hitting Tama Tonga with a brainbuster suplex onto the musical chairs. Kevin was about to get a pinfall over Tama, but then the referee got pulled out, and look who it is. Ain't nobody realer than Gorilla, it's Tanga Loa. We thought it was going to be Jacob Fatu for a second, but nobody expected to see Tama Tonga's brother in WWE, formerly known as Camacho from NXT, as well as former Hunicle's tag team partner. But hey, for those of you who have watched TNA Impact in the past, all three members of the Rising are in WWE now. Solo Sikoa got up and hit Kevin with a Uranagi onto the chair, followed by a Samoan spike. Solo pins with a 3 count, the Bloodline wins. The Bloodline is continuing to expand into the destiny of bringing their own guerrilla tactics, but man, what a strong opening match we got to witness. Next, we have Bayley defending her women's title against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. This was a pretty good match. A lot of people were so into it by chanting throughout the match, more than just focusing on what's going on during the match. There were so many great spots, nothing a lot to talk about. Oh yeah, like I said earlier, the crowd was chanting, mind if I mispronounce this, Sample Mon Do every time we see either a wrestler kick out a 2 or broke the 2 count fall. The match ended when Naomi and Bayley brawled each other. Naomi got the advantage by rolling her up with a pinfall, but Bayley countered and successfully rolled up with a 3 count. Bayley is still your women's champion. But hey, good match. Backstage, we have Jey Uso preparing for his next upcoming match, and then we see a stare down between the Bloodline and Jey Uso, as we could be seeing another chapter of the story leading up to Bloodline OG versus Bloodline 2.0 perhaps. Jey Uso came out from the crowd section as he prepared for the World Heavyweight title match against Damian Priest. The crowd was so into it as they yeet along with Jey Uso's advantage. The crowd's energy is still remarkable. As for this match, it was pretty okay. But if we take away the crowd's energy itself, the match wouldn't be enjoyable to watch. As long as we hear the crowd chanting along, this match would have been very fine, and lo and behold, it was fine at its average. And of course, we got JD McDonough and Finn Balor interfering the match on behalf of the Judgment Day. The match ended when Damian hit Jay with the Super South of Heaven chokeslam from the top rope. Damian pins with the 3 count, and boom, still the World Heavyweight Champion El Campeón, Damian Priest. Jey Uso gets a post-match assault from JD and Finn. Damian wants none of it as this continues the dissension between the Judgment Day members. Damian did say that he didn't want any help from them, but at last, they helped him to retain the world title. The French commentator came out and announced in a native language as the audience in Lyon, France has broke the largest gate of any show in WWE history. But hey, impressive, eh? Up next, we have the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka defending the women's tag team titles against the team of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And thank God, hopefully this is the last time we will ever see a rivalry between Bianca Belair and Damage Control. This match wasn't really the best in my book. Understandably, there's a mixed reception of this match. Jade is obviously protected and doesn't take a bump that much as she does the most offense, particularly the finish of this match. There were some sloppy moments and miscommunication as well. One time when referee told Kairi that she's not legal, or maybe Kairi forgets that she wasn't legal in the tag team. Either way, this was the only match I didn't like that much, despite the energy from the crowd watching along made the match look enjoyable. The match ended when Jade hits Kairi with the Jaded, followed by Bianca hitting Asuka with the KOD. Bianca pins Asuka, and boom, Bianca and Jade are your new women's tag team champions. Thank God this is over between Bianca and Damage Control, am I right? Next up, a main event between two former Bullet Club members. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE title for the first time against the phenomenal AJ Styles. And I believe this was the only match that we got to see the pyrotechnics from AJ Styles' entrance and Cody Rhodes' entrance. But man, get ready to learn the lyrics of Kingdom, cause the audience were really red hot by singing Cody's theme song, especially they continue to sing along as we fade to ring announcing. And wow, after AJ Styles got his name announced, everyone was singing a French traditional song in translation of "He is really phenomenal," especially throughout the match as the camera was bouncing along with the chant. This goes to show how excited this event really was. I thought I wanted to point out that Jessica Carr became the first woman referee to not only officiate the WWE title match, but also the main event of the premium live event show. These two great wrestlers really gave what they got, and I just love how this match went into an explosive instant classic match. And I don't really have to say anything much about this match. This was perfectly executed between these two men who have put into a much great effort of making this an awesome match. One thing that shocks me the most is that AJ Styles actually hit Cody with a burning hammer, which is one of WWE's banded move that we don't see. Cody somehow kicks out at one and turns into a fighting spirit. We got to see a super Cody cutter from the top row. Cody hits Crossroads and retains the undisputed WWE title as the crowd sings along with his theme song. And this concludes Backlash as we fade to black. What can I say? Just like what I said from the prediction video I made, this would be an epic main event as this was no doubt the match of the night. And plus, I made a prediction video where I got 100% correct on every match. So hey, I really enjoyed the show overall. Love to see some more international shows as WWE has lived up to its name, World Wrestling Entertainment after all. Anyways, leave your thoughts on what you think of this year's Backlash and tell me which one was your favorite match or best moment of the night by leaving in the comment section below. Other than that, leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching and hope to see you again for more wrestling content.